up, y'all? I know I've been missing in action, but y'all know I was gonna come back to y'all. Welcome back to the channel B2E2. Y'all already know it's so many channels out there just like mine, but I'm just a different vessel for a different kind of people. So welcome back. Thank you for coming back. Now, y'all, this is going to be a quick and simple lesson. It's about being grateful. And if you want a subtopic, it's managing the small things, okay? I, for one, was in a place where everything just seemed like it was nothing to me. Like, even when I worked, when I got my check, or when I had to drive somewhere in the car that I had, or when I had to come home to where I was a person who was just like, man, this ain't it. I don't want this. It was always something. I was always complaining about something. And if you're looking at the common world, the place I know that people complain the most when it comes to anything is Twitter. Every single thing is a complaint, even when it's something that is a valid reason or law or something in place. I'm not gonna say law, but whatever it is, there's a valid reason towards it. There is a complaint towards it. There is something that people just ain't feeling towards it. So that's how I was. I was just a complainer. I had basically what people need for an essential living, I guess: a car, a crib, food in the house, a job. I had those 4 things, right? But because I'm trying to maybe keep up with the Joneses, keep up with what social media has, go towards that, then I'm not really being, grateful. I'm complaining about every single thing that I have. Or because I see people and their businesses are jumping off, or things are happening that seem like, oh, it's the utopian thing, it's the ideal thing to do, and it's not happening for me. I become in a place of complaints. I'm just going to say this, and if y'all step on my toes, or if y'all don't support me after this, I get it. I understand this is a harsh thing to say, but some people need to hear this. Some people are suffering through depression for real. Like, they really are. Just like some people are suffering through low self-esteem and all that for real. But there are some people who are taking that. Some of that is actually that we are just in a place of complaining. Like, we're complaining about every single thing. We become sad because we're not happy with what we see, because we're viewing other people's lives, and we choose to complain and be sad about it instead of getting up and getting out and doing something, or being grateful for what we have. But I think I just viewed off subject. But yes, I was a person who was just complaining about every single thing. And this is really recent, honestly. This is recent, and this is just, oh, my head. Even just thinking back over my life, I complain about things that, in other words, somebody would be grateful for. Something somebody would be absolutely happy for. Please know that when you start complaining about something like, oh, you don't have the best crib, know that there's somebody outside who is homeless and does not even have a crib to go to. You start complaining that your mom is saying that you can't have company or whatnot. There are some people who's wishing that they could talk to their mom, wishing that they could have that bond with them. But I was missing all of that. I was just seeing what I saw on social media, or where I saw other people's, and continued to long after what they had, and became ungrateful with what I had. And let me tell y'all something. That's probably like the worst thing you could do. That's probably the worst thing you could do. One, when you start complaining about what you have, especially to the one who has given it to you, who has blessed you so graciously with it, with what he's blessed you with, that's what he thinks you can manage at the moment. He can trust you with that at the moment. And once you learn your lesson and what he's giving you to manage, then yeah, he can trust you with a little bit more. But once you start complaining to the master about everything that he blessed you with, that's the quickest way to get it taken away. Or once you start, because when you come, I don't know if we do this on purpose, but subconsciously, I feel like sometimes when we start complaining about things, we start to mismanage it and we start to mistreat it, right? It's because let Let's be real. Nothing on this earth is ours. Everything is given by God. Even the ideas that people come up with, God has graced these people with these things. No matter what nobody says, He's graced these people with these things. No matter what your flesh says this is all you. Your flesh says God had no part in this, blah blah blah, this and that. It all comes from God. So once you start mismanaging every single thing that He gave you after He let you borrow it, okay, let's just be clear. You're going to get it taken away. And let's not say, oh, that's messed up. Why would He take something away? Why not Him give you something better? That's not even how it works in the real world. Please remember that. That's not how it works in the real world. If you let your friend borrow this outfit, or you let them borrow like your car or whatnot, and when you get it back, your car ripped, your dress ripped, you let them borrow some sneakers, the sneakers all messed up and muddy, you're gonna be like, oh no. Especially if they ask to borrow something else, you're gonna be like, absolutely not. I barely got this back. Like, you mismanaged it. So that's the same way when it came to me and complaining with things. As I started complaining, I saw things falling, right? I kept seeing things falling, and I'm like, Lord, what's going on? Like, I thought this was supposed to happen, this, that, and the third. And really the lesson is, baby, if you're going to keep complaining about it, why am I going to hold it up? Why am I going to uphold it? Why not just take it away? If you're going to keep complaining about, let's even take the smallest thing. If you're going to keep complaining about, I know my mom used to always say, whatever on this table, y'all about to eat. If you're going to keep complaining about a meal that somebody else didn't have, of course you don't have to eat. But don't say you're hungry later. I mean, I just gave you the meal that you can eat. Let's be grateful. So in my issue, I was not even being grateful in that. So when things started falling, I'm just like, what's going on? I'm like almost getting upset. I'm just sad. I'm just like, what is going on? Why are things falling? My sister sent me this message on stewardship or whatnot, and I was just like, after listening to it, I was like, that explains a lot, right? That explains a lot. Once you are given something that, once again, nothing on this earth is ours, God has given to us to manage, and we start complaining and mismanaging it, that's the quickest way for it to get taken away. That's the quickest way for us to miss out on our blessings. That's the quickest way for us to just be in a life of unsatisfactory and never in happiness. That's the quickest way of us saying, God, what you're doing is not good enough. That being ungrateful leads to just a life where you're just always complaining, unsatisfied, and with nothing. Even when you have something, it will still be nothing. So you will always be miserable. So I want to teach y'all to learn how to be grateful, okay, about every single thing, about the bottled water you got, about the toothbrush you have access to, about the car you drive, about your running water. Be grateful for everything. There are so many people who wish that they could be in your position. Maybe they don't have the hand that, they see others have, or maybe they just didn't get lucky. Maybe they had a fall from grace. We don't know. There are so many people who wish that they were in your position. And when we start complaining about it, once we start, it's almost like we're saying, hey, I know I got this, but I don't know. You looking like, I think my position is a little worse than yours, not considering this person is actually homeless, doesn't have a place to go. We need to learn how to be grateful. Consider this. The children of Israel, they wanted to be released from bondage, out of slavery. They wanted to be, done with slavery. They wanted to be done with that, right? So God sent Moses as the answer to their prayer. They were going to come out. They were going to go into the promised land. And they were going to be living at peace or whatnot. And the trip that was supposed to take I would have been so bad when the trip that was supposed to take them some days took them 40 years. And I don't know the amount of days it was supposed to take or whatnot. Maybe I need to look it up so I can get the accurate information. But it took them 40 years because their murmurs, because of their complaints, because they mismanaged the assignment that was given to them, which were keeping the commandments, every 5 seconds somebody was either worshiping a different God or complaining about something, or it was crazy. But they mismanaged it. They mismanaged the assignment they were given, which was follow after the commandments and just follow Moses into the promised land. They mismanaged the whole assignment. So some of them, the ones who mismanaged it, their promise got taken away. Not because God was like, oh, let me just be mean and, take away their promise. No, they said, some of them literally said, I would rather really be back out in in slavery. I would rather be back in slavery than in this wilderness. Some of them were really willing to go back in bondage because their bellies were empty, when they could have really just asked, Lord, can you please feed us? Okay, I know you got a feast up there. When they could have really asked that, okay? So your challenge this week, and maybe even this month, and then if you conquer it this week, if you conquer it tomorrow, if you conquer it this week, if you conquer it for the rest of the month, if you conquer it for the rest of this year, then you could conquer it for the rest of your life. Learn how to be grateful, because when you mismanage what God has given you, that's one way to say, hey, basically, I don't want it. What you're giving me is not good enough. That's the quickest way of you getting something taken away, okay? That's the quickest way. When literally God is saying, hey, I need you to manage this, because the next blessing that I'm about to give you is bigger than this. So I need to know if you can manage what's currently, what you currently have. I hope I didn't talk too much. I hope I didn't confuse nobody. But this was just my take on being grateful. And I have so many other takes on being grateful, but I don't want y'all to sit here for a 30-minute video. But thank you for coming back to B2E2. I'm trying not to take another hiatus again. Prayerfully, I don't take another hiatus like I did last week. And I thank y'all so much for watching. Please be grateful. In Jesus' name, amen. Bye.